Hello and welcome to our lesson on the TI-84 Plus CE student course. In this video we are focusing on making a basic Pythagoras program. And some of the key things we are going to look at are how to make and run a simple program, in this case the calculated Pythagoras theorem, where you can find more information on the TI website to do with 10 minutes of code, other TI-84 Plus CE coding resources, and how we can advance further using the TI Innovator Hub and Rover. So to put in the program, we're going to press the program button. You may not see this screen because you may not have Python as either an app or available on your 84 CE, but that's an option down the line. I'm going to go into TI Basic, which is the screen that you're more likely to see, and we're going to create a new program. I can arrow to the right to create a new program. I'm going to give it a name. Notice that alpha lock's on, so that means we're going to have access to all the green letters. And well, let's keep it simple. Let's just call it Pythag. Once that's done, we press enter, and now we can enter our program. To access all the functions on the program, we go back into program. You should have Hub if again you've got a more later OS, and I'll talk a little bit about that at the end of this video. And some of the others that you won't use at this stage, control, we're not going to use too much at this point, but there would be much more opportunities for you to, but we're going to use input, output. And obviously there'll be two lengths for Pythagoras if we're working at the hypotenuse that we'd want to enter, and I'm going to show you two ways that we can do it. One is by using input, and we need to give it a variable, because obviously everything has to be stored as a variable, so let's use alpha A for that one there. And the other way is to go back into program, another input output. I'm going to use prompt. I'm going to show you the difference between those two. So if I run that program now, notice it says up here to edit the menu alpha F5. So that's also got some useful things on it that you're going to access later. But for now, I'm just going to execute the program. And you see how the first line of code just gives me a question mark. It actually doesn't say anything else. So I'd have to type in a number for say the length, say 3. And then, but this one, because I used prompt, is going to have the B on it, so let's say I typed in 4, and that's what it's going to do. It's going to do nothing else because I haven't asked it to do anything in the program. So to access the program here, go back into program. But this time I'm going to go to edit, and I'm just going to show you how we can add some text in here to show it a little bit different. To do that, we'll go second insert, and I'm going to put alpha lock on because I want to access mostly the green keys. That's second alpha, and we're going to then say length, and you could type in obviously whatever you wanted here, and you could use spaces if you wanted to. The space button is just above the 0 there. We'll use that because what I'm going to do is go length, and then I want the equals. Now the equals button is in tests, so that's going to be in here, and because it's text, we've got it in speech marks. It's not going to do anything else. I'm going to give another space and close the speech marks, and must put a comma afterwards, so that now when I run that program, it will look a little bit different, and I'll show you that in a minute. Now, what do we want it to do? Well, we want it to square those two lengths, add them together, then square root it, and give us the answer. So we can do that many ways. I'm going to show you in one quick line. So to go square root of the first length squared plus the other length squares, those are two variables that we've got stored, and we're going to then store that as a new length. So we could, in this case, call it h, I suppose, if you wanted to, and then we will just display that. So again, it's an input or output. We'll display that length, and we can either just display it as that variable with nothing, or we could add some text again. I've showed you how to do text there, so for now I'm not going to worry about doing that. We just would display h, and that's the program. Simple as that. Again, let's run it. Alpha F5. See now that it asks us for the length, so we type in a number, another length. Let's go 4, and we know that it should spit out the answer of 5. Let's just do a different one. Run the program again. Let's go say 7 this time, and 3. There we go. It gives us the length again, and we can tidy that up if we want to and do elaborate on it more. And for you to do that, probably best to access the TI-84 website. I'm now on the TI Australia New Zealand website, and there's a few things it will scroll through on here. But we can see down here we've got TI codes. Another way we can get to it is through students, and that will take us to TI codes. We can see there's a new thing happening now with both the Inspire and the TI-84C plus Python is available to the newer calculator. But we're going to focus on TI basics at this stage. And there's several, again, things we can go into here. One is actually learning all about different coding that we can do through the TI-84. You may find this document very useful. This actually gives you all the commands that you may need to know. So if I just elaborate on that for you a second, you can see that we were using input and output, and we were using the inputs and the prompt, and therefore it tells you some information on how you can use those cleanly, and the formatting that you need and the syntax you need for those. We also have the 10 minutes of code, which is very useful to run a course for yourself and to learn how to go through some different loops and some condition statements, which is more using the control function of it. So that's also available to you. And you may have seen on the home screen there's some extra stuff linked to the TI Innovator Hub. And in the TI Innovator Hub, there's loads of coding opportunities that you can do with this little box, which is very cool. That connects to both the 84 plus CE calculator. And if you'd like to, and I have to say it's a lot of fun, and there's videos on this as well, is using the rover. And that's a robotic car that again works on the hub. It fits inside the calculator. You can see it sort of fitting inside here, and inside the hub fits inside, and then we can also have the calculator on the top. So hopefully you found that useful, and thank you for watching.